Last week we brought you the story of the Dunedin protesters occupying the city's Octagon and trying the council's patience. Well, now it's Auckland's turn. The protesters have been given formal notice by the council. Leave or we'll make you. Here to tell us how they plan to respond is Occupy spokesman Campbell Jones. Good morning.
Good morning.
So the council has requested that you tell them when you're going to leave. What is your response?
Well, yeah, the Auckland Council has now asked that the occupiers leave the camp and have said yesterday that they would release an eviction notice. We've not seen that eviction notice yet, but we understand that the council's not happy about the occupiers being there.
So when will you leave?
Well, the Occupy movement makes all of its decisions through a consensus decision-making model, and there'll be a meeting tomorrow evening, part of a general assembly, at which the decision will be made whether the camp will be packing up or not. So.
When you first arrived, exactly a month ago today, you said that 2,000 protesters plan to occupy Aotea Square for 6 weeks, which has you leaving on the 26th of November. Has it changed since then? Well,
my understanding that part of the reason for the 6 weeks is that as long as you can book an event on Facebook. So I think that this was always intended to be an open-ended protest. And I mean, the protest is raising serious issues. It's raising serious issues about income inequality in New Zealand, about the fact that a very small financial elite are taking an enormous amount of wealth out of the hands of most all of us.
When you look online, though, this seems to be the main forum of the protest. The tents, the camping, is it just symbolic to get into the public's mind? Because a couple of tents in Aotea Square isn't going to bring down capitalism.
Well, there are about 2,000 people come through the camp in Auckland every day. People are talking, people are having conversation. People are also starting to notice that there's a broader conversation about capitalism, about finance, about the global economic system. There are bigger conversations going on than just some people in camps. So, yeah, there certainly are some bigger issues going on. And these protesters I've got to say, are raising important issues about the basis of our society.
So, would you like the end of capitalism?
Would I like the end of capitalism? Well, I mean, I can't speak on behalf of the movement. Some in the movement certainly would. Others would like it to be seriously curtailed so that the damage that the economic system is causing to real people's lives, would be restricted.
So these conversations are happening in Aotea Square where the campsite is set up. The council wants the campsite gone. What is going to happen next?
Well, it's hard to say what's going to happen next.
What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen?
At the moment, I have no indication that the occupiers will leave, and that because they believe that we believe that the ideas that are being supported here are too important to just, fall over here now.
And you know that the police are taking a nationally consistent approach and that they didn't enforce the trespass notices in Dunedin, and they've said they won't force them, I think, in Auckland. So the protesters thinking, well, we're fine, we can just stay.
Well, in part that's a legal issue because of the protection under the Bill of Rights Act, which protects the right to legal protest. I should suggest, though, that at the moment the occupiers are taking further steps, and I'm able to announce now that one of the occupiers at the Occupy Auckland camp is now on hunger strike. That began on Sunday, so this is day 2 of a hunger strike of one of the members at Auckland, and that hunger strike is trying to indicate to people the real issue about the fact that we in New Zealand, although we're producing an enormous amount of food, we're exporting it around the world, there are many people in this country who are hungry. We've got 20% of children in this country who are going to school this morning without having breakfast. And so this protester has made a particular issue out of that and said, we've got a particular issue about hunger. Some have been saying this movement doesn't have any particular issues. Now, there was a call for Robin Hood tax, a financial transaction tax,
yes.
And now there's a call for action on hunger. So these are real issues, and the movement is asking politicians to wake up and get on with the issues.
Hunger strike, so explain to us how this is working, because have you got people sitting with this person permanently? I mean, is it going to be monitoring their health? I mean, how seriously are you doing this? Because hunger strikes overseas, I know, are not just somebody sitting down necessarily and on their own here.
Of course, it's a very, very serious issue, and the particular individual who's taken this course of action has considered it very, very seriously. But the point being, when a protest of a normal type, people try and communicate a message, and the message has come across. The message has been ignored by some, but the message is quite clear. We have a situation of enormous income inequality, of hunger in our country.
So I want to know how this person who's having the hunger strike is going to affect change and help the 20% of hungry people in New Zealand.
Well, Occupy Auckland, as Occupy New Zealand, is saying we don't need to have hungry people in our country. That's wrong.
Are they actually prepared to die for this cause?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I would hope not. But I mean, the point being that we don't want, the movement doesn't want anyone in this country. Why should anyone in New Zealand go hungry? That's the issue that's being raised by this kind of action.
Campbell Jones, Occupy Auckland spokesman, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.